When I got to Italy in the August of 2004, I started to look around. I didn't find what I was looking for in terms of books that I could read about the presence of Africans in Italy. I said, well, I have been talking to people all along, so let me just do that. That is my job now. The first interview I have done was actually at the police station. And I just picked the instrument that I had with me, and I started to do that. And I can tell you that is healing even for me. It's encouraging even for me. It's satisfactory even for me. But of course, it's also good for the entire community.
I mean, sometimes when I look at all, people, brothers and sisters who are in these, places where we talk and we meet, and I look at, their skill base, I look at what they do, what they've accomplished, I feel such a sense of pride. I really, it makes me feel, I don't know, my heart swells.
I don't know why we don't do it that much among the African diaspora. Maybe some people do, but at least from my experience where I live, we don't see that much to sort of reflect on what is going on around. In that, okay, maybe somebody will say, oh, tell me your story. Then you just see that, then you tell the story, the another person will reflect on it, and they will give an input in that. It is helpful in that you can talk to somebody and the person intentionally listen to you, and he grabs something from what you are saying and he regurgitates it back to you, and you get a feedback.
Networking empowers us individually and collectively to leverage our strengths and resources for the benefit of us all, and again for our future generations. In times of adversity or crisis, which pretty much we're living those times now, a strong network provides a safety net and support system for people and their families. Sometimes when I'm talking to people now, having been in these spaces and people ask to connect with me, I look at what they do. When I'm talking to people, I actually think of somebody that I've seen who has asked to connect with me. And it's raising my sensitivity, to think about my brothers and sisters, to want them to want to send, opportunities to them, for them to do well. And I truly believe in doing that. It rebounds, it comes back to me also. I really truly believe that. And I think it's really important in these spaces, the more we network, the more we allow that kind of mindset, that way of thinking to blossom, because we need one another. Networking empowers us individually and collectively to leverage our strengths and resources for the benefit of us all, and again for our future generations. In times of adversity or crisis, which pretty much we're living those times now, a strong network provides a safety net and support system for people and their families. Networking stimulates and increases our knowledge base. It drives intellectual growth, innovation, and creativity. I mean, sometimes when I look at all, people, brothers and sisters who are in these, places where we talk and we meet, and I look at, their skill base, I look at what they do, what they've accomplished, I feel such a sense of pride. I really, it makes me feel, I don't know, my heart swells when I look at, accomplishments of my brothers and sisters, and I want them to even go higher than that. And I find that when I talk to people, a lot of times when I talk to Brother Obehi, I always say he's such a fantastic role model. There's always positivity in his thinking, no matter what it is. And I do the same. Strangers that I just meet, they tell me what they do, and I embrace it. I praise them. I try to, even explore and find out more about them. All this is part of networking. Networking, it stimulates and increases our knowledge base, like I said. Even more powerful for me, networking in the diaspora reaffirms and celebrates African identity and heritage within the diaspora community. Through cultural events, storytelling, and intergenerational dialogue, we can deepen our connection to our roots and strengthen our sense of pride and belonging. Now I go into ancestral lineage healing, which is my focus and my niche. Ancestral lineage healing can play a profound transformative role in networking among Africans in the diaspora. How does this happen, you may ask? Ancestral lineage healing provides a common ground for Africans in the diaspora to connect with one another on a deeper level, really deeper level, by acknowledging and honoring our shared ancestral heritage. Something that we share among ourselves. We've been blessed and given this thing. It's something that inherently belongs to us. We can build bonds of solidarity and mutual support that transcends geographical, linguistic, and cultural differences. Networking within the diaspora community often involves sharing experiences of trauma, resilience, and growth.
Hello and thank you for checking out this video. I'm Obehi Ewanfoh, the host of the African Diaspora Storytelling Series. Every 2 weeks we meet up on LinkedIn to talk about different ways we can leverage the power of storytelling as people of African descent. Now this is it. We are uniting the millions of Africans in the diaspora through the power of our story. It does sound like what you are interested in. Make sure to subscribe to this channel and share this video with your friends who might need it. Now back to today's conversation.
Case in point, the recent racist and misogyny levied on Diane Abbott. It gave room for so many women of color to share similar experiences in their environs and workplace. We all came together. We all were supporting one another. Our brothers were supporting us. It was quite explosive, and ancestral lineage healing offers a framework for understanding and addressing intergenerational trauma, providing a shared language and practice for healing together as a community. And I can go on, but maybe I should yield the microphone.
Thank you so much, Sister Gloria. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Of course, I know that we're going to get to that, which is the ancestral healing. And it's really fundamental. It is important. But I think it's one of the reasons we should be talking. We should keep talking. I've spoken to a lot of people in the area of interview, because I continuously do that. It's what I do. I love to do it, not for the money, but because I love to do it. I love to talk to people. When I look back, because sometimes I do look back to where I'm coming from in terms of my journey, I realized that the first interview I have done was actually at the police station. Let me share a bit about that with you, so that you understand that I didn't just jump into it. So I was in I think that should be the junior secondary school or high school for some. We have been taught the Harvard couple law. It have to do with a discipline in government, that if the police arrest somebody, you are not supposed to keep this person for 24 hours without being charged. And not that people will be arrested in my family, but at least I live in a town that is called Uromi. I see a lot of things happening. So at the end of the day, when we close from school, I say, well, let me go find out. So where else do you think I'm going to find out? I go to the police station. Of course, I'm a child now. How old I was there? I think maybe like 16 or so, or 16 or 15. So I just entered the police station. I told them I wanted to speak to the DPO, which is the head of the department there. The police chief. The policeman that I met on the way thought I was a postal serviceman. I wanted to deliver an envelope to them. He said, give me the envelope, I'll give it to the DPO. I said, no, I want to talk to the DPO. Then as he was exchanging words with me, the DPO then was walking out of the office. He saw us. Then I told him what I wanted to do, that I wanted to interview him. He said, okay, no, allow him to come. Then I went inside. I really interviewed this guy. And of course, I didn't record anything because, okay, I didn't record on my paper. I just needed to write something down. So, and it was a really very good experience. And it was encouraging for me that somebody of that caliber who will listen to me. Then after that, I continued to talk to people, asking questions, so that when I got to Italy in the August of 2004, I started to look around. I didn't find what I was looking for in terms of books that I could read about the presence of Africans in Italy. I said, well, I have been talking to people all along, so let me just do that. That is my job now. And I just picked the instrument that I had with me, and I started to do that. And I can tell you that is healing even for me. It's encouraging even for me. It's satisfactory even for me. But of course, it's also good for the entire community. It is good for our people. Now, some of the things that I've learned over the years is that there is this thing that maybe we don't, I don't know why we don't do it that much among the African diaspora. Maybe some people do, but at least from my experience where I live, we don't see that much to sort of reflect on what is going on around. In that, okay, maybe somebody will say, oh, tell me your story. Then you just see that, then you tell the story, the another person will reflect on it, and they will give an input in that. I have been reflecting, why is it that we don't do that a lot? Because it's really, really very helpful. It is helpful in that you can talk to somebody and the person intentionally listen to you, and he grabs something from what you are saying and he regurgitates it back to you, and you get a feedback. Maybe we don't do that because we have other things that we do in line with that. Like maybe, for example, we go to churches where we dance a lot. Then we go to the parties where we play a lot of music and all of that. But what I want to say from my experience, because I've gone to universities, I've gone to secondary schools, I've gone to social center, I've gone to different places to present my work. And this, I'm talking of books, documentary that I've done about this research, and I've gained a lot of things just presenting it to people. But in most of the cases now, these are not African people. This is what I'm saying. That they say, okay, today we are going to be presenting a book. I don't know of you, where you guys live, because I'm living in Italy. I'm talking of my experience. Gloria, you are in the UK. Of course, the people in the audience, you are in different places. You are in the US, in the UK, or wherever you are. Can you share your experiences with us? Say maybe, for example, somebody is presenting a book. How many of us are really with the intention of sitting down to listen to our story? I am saying that He hears us. He helps us to grow. He helps us to be able to build our emotion. He even helps us to talk. Because now you hear some other person, maybe coming from another city, to talking about his or her experience because he's a fellow immigrant, or he has something related to you, so he's talking about this experience. Do we do that quite often? Is there somebody there that knows something that might want to share with us? Because I am still researching, I'm still trying to understand how do we leverage this, our connectivity, because now we are together. What do we do with this now?